Welcome back to Dr. ISO. Today we are going to see a short video on ISO 9001 2015. This is to give you a very high level understanding about the 9001 standard. ISO 9001 standard is addressing quality. It's a quality management system. It helps the organization to be efficient and improve the customer satisfaction. The focus is to make the organization efficient. As you all know, an efficient organization is the success organization. Same way, if you don't achieve the customer satisfaction, then you will not achieve the success which you are looking at. So this standard helps you to be efficient and to achieve the customer satisfaction. This is one of the most recognized standard worldwide. There are more than 1 million companies certified for the standard across the world, covering 160 countries. Now, this is recognized across any business segment, whether it's trading, manufacturing, service oriented, government, you name it. It is applicable across all segments. Also, whether the organization is small, medium, or large, this can be applicable. Even an organization with 2 employees can, or 1 employee can implement the same. Now, before we go into the detail of 9001, let's see what is the driving factor behind the standard. As you all know, organizations are formed of processes, and these processes together makes it a system. So it's important to manage the process. How can you manage your process? As you can see here, every process has an input and every process has an output. Conversion of an input to an output is called process. Now, to convert an input to an output, what do you need? You need man, machine, method, and material. Then what type of output do you get? You get product, a service. Now the question is, what are you looking at? I need my business to be effective. I need my business to be efficient. Now, to be effective and efficient, what do you need? You need competent manpower, right and fit machine, proven methods, and the right material. Then only you can make your organization effective and efficient. By having these resources, what are you going to achieve? You're going to achieve quality products, quality service, and customer satisfaction. For that, you need to have a clear policy. You need to have your objectives. You need to have procedures, work instructions, and formats. This is where ISO 9001 is coming up. They help an organization to establish the policies, objectives, procedures, and work instructions and formats as required to ensure the organization is effective and efficient. How? By having competent manpower, by the right and fit machines, the proven methods, and the right material. Thereby, you achieve quality product, quality service, and customer satisfaction. Let's look into the benefits of 9001 quickly. It helps the organization to establish the organizational objectives, identifying new opportunities. It always makes the customer first. The focus of the organization will be driven towards customer. It makes the organization efficient, and again, it helps the organization to comply to statutory and regulatory requirement, which is one of the key requirements for a business to run successfully. It helps you for expansion, and of course, the ISO helps you to identify and manage your risk, which is again a critical element in the present business scenario. Now, what are the driving principles behind the standard? Customer focus. As you know that the standard is always focused on customer. Customer satisfaction is the key objective. Without leadership, this standard cannot be implemented. For the implementation of this standard, the total commitment of top management is highly required in establishing the policy, objectives, and driving the next levels of requirements. As you know that a successful organization, or behind a successful organization, the critical element is engagement of people. The standards drives that process approach, which we saw in the earlier slide. Improvement. The objective of the standard is always to drive the organization towards improvement. Look into your process, look for its effectiveness, look for its efficiency, monitor. Don't stop in monitoring. You analyze this and you take action so that you improve, you go to the next level. Evidence-based decision making, as the standard again leads a lot of data, a lot of information. All the decisions can be evidence-based. At the end, evidence-based decision makes the right decision. Finally comes to the relationship management. The standard is again driving the thinking of relationship management. Now let's see how the structure. When you implement a ISO 9001, you should have the scope in place. This is the first one. You should have define the context of the organization. Then comes the leadership elements. Then comes the planning elements. Comes the support elements, operational elements, performance evaluation, and finally improvement. These are the structure of the quality management system which has been required by the ISO 9001 standard. Now, what documentation do you need when you go for such a system? Again, this is recommended according to the nature of the organization, complexity of your business. You can put them down. You need to have a policy towards quality management system. You need to establish objectives at various critical levels of the organization towards quality. You need to establish procedures for key and support process. Again, it is not that you need to have procedures for all. According to the nature and criticality of the business or the organization, you need to have the relevant work instruction, again according to the nature. Of course, the formats to support the above. These are the documentational requirement for quality management system. A very generic implementation steps again recommended. First comes the top management commitment. You need to establish a team within your organization. You need to train your team on the requirements of the standard. You need to review where do you stand in relevance to the standard. Establish your documentation. Implement these documentation. Perform internal audit and see how much are you compliant to the requirements. Then have a management review and do the propose and identify the actions to be done, so that you put the actions and close the gaps and you meet the requirements. You can have a pre-assessment, and after that you can go for the certification. This is the recommended route according to the organization nature, according to the competency. This can be fine-tuned or adjusted. This is not a hard rule. With that, I'm ending today's presentation. Thank you very much.